So I definitely do have like a little crush, and I'm fully dropping that motherfucker. Probably like, bitch, what? And it's like, no, I can have a crush. I can actually like a man. Your actions aren't matching how I know I deserve to be treated. There's the door, bitch. This is how I know that I am growing. Because the games this man is playing, they're not fucking cute to me anymore. Like, I feel like 6 months ago, I would have loved it. I would have been like, oh my God, let's play the game. Like, let's go crazy. Like, actually, your inability to be emotionally mature is so fucking unattractive. Basic human skills that you lack, like respect and communication, are unattractive. I used to be the bitch that was like, oh my God, like I love the games. I play the fucking game. I was the queen at the damn game. I was also emotionally immature, and I was also emotionally unavailable. It's like, I can have a crush, don't get me wrong. Trust me, I would want this shit to work out because I genuinely fuck with the guy. But if you're showing me emotional unavailability, it's only gonna lead to like emotional immaturity. And I'm seeing both of those, and that's not something I want in my life. Don't get me wrong, I like him. I like him a lot, but I don't like him enough to let him disrupt my peace. At the end of the day, everybody knows games feel shitty. Like, games are fucking shitty. It's a shitty feeling, and it's fun to play them, but at the end of the day, I'm just feeding my ego. Like, I'm just feeding my ego. But when I get the DMs that are like, what do you do if he doesn't text you back? What do you do if he like doesn't text you for 2 weeks? You walk the fuck away, because he's emotionally immature. He's probably not going to change for a fucking while. So why would you want to put up with that? A year ago, I had a man come into my life, and maturing is realizing the things he said to me, yes, they were hurtful, but he was fucking right. I was actively playing games with this man. I was quite literally doing the exact thing that this man is doing to me, I was doing to this man. And he just called me on my bullshit. Like, you're emotionally unavailable. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I genuinely didn't think I was. And he was like, no, you are emotionally unavailable, and like, you are scared to let people in, and I can see by the actions. I'm like, I just really don't appreciate the games. Like, that's just really not something I'm looking for in my life. He was like, I'm just not interested in someone being like emotionally unavailable and emotionally immature. At the time, I'm like, oh my God, like, fuck him. Like, he barely knows me. No, he had a pretty good read on me. I was playing games. I was scared to get hurt. I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable. Bitch, who the fuck have I turned into? Oh my God, I'm growing. So now that I'm on the other side of things, I'm watching this guy do the exact same thing I did. And I just know, I'm just like, okay, you're emotionally unavailable and you're emotionally immature. And I think one of my #1 things I want moving forward in a person, in a partner, in someone I'm fucking dating is emotional maturity. I want to be able to feel safe communicating emotions. And I also want there just to be open communication. I just want there to be fucking communication, bitch. And it's like, I'm not going to put in all this work with a man that I can tell is emotionally immature just because I like him. Because at the end of the day, I respect myself and my self-worth too much to go down a rabbit hole of like trying to like chase this man, and then this man chased me, and we go back and forth and we do that entire thing. It's not fucking worth it. And it's just creating a toxic pattern that I don't want in my life. I don't think you guys have ever heard me in my life come on here and say I have a crush on somebody. Like, I just have never even been that vulnerable with my friends to admit that, like, hey, like, I like someone. But I'm opening up, I'm growing, I'm learning to be vulnerable. And I want to be vulnerable in a safe place. Not with a whack-ass motherfucker who doesn't appreciate it or deserve it. So it's like, yes, I can admit I like a guy. I can also admit that, hey, you know what? His actions really fucking gross. That's not something I really want in my life. So I'm gonna choose me. Oh God. Oh my God, I'm George Washington. That shit was scarier than me actually having feelings for a fucking man. Okay, you can like a man and still walk the fuck away because you value yourself even more, and you value yourself, and you know how the fuck you're supposed to be treated, and it's not like that. And that's maturing. I don't know how to style these bitches yet.
Am I the asshole for saying my sister's family can't temporarily move in with me and my wife due to their pets?
No, don't do this.
I, 30 male, have been married to my wife, Naomi, 29 female, for 3 years, but have been together for over 10 years, and we are expecting our first child together. Naomi is currently 6.5 months pregnant, and I'm not going to lie, but her pregnancy is considered high risk, and our doctor advised her to avoid any stressful situations because of it. About 6 months ago, my sister Kate, 38 female, bought a new build house with her husband Bob 40 male, so they can accommodate all my nephews who are 17, 15, 7, and twins that are 14 months old. Their house has 6 bedrooms. Extra bedroom is used for Bob's hobby room. Bob is a lot into insects. Only have replaced all the windows to keep the warmth in. The house does have enough space for my sister and her whole family, and I said they can move in with us as long as they didn't bring their tarantulas and other insects with them, as my wife is terrified of spiders, to the point of passing out or having a severe panic attack, and Bob has them escaping frequently. Bob refused. This resulted in a massive argument where I was called an asshole for not providing my sister and her family with accommodations at the time of need over some spiders. Am I the asshole?
Okay, well, this is so messed up, but why did I envision him just like going and stepping on a spider and be like, we're done here. And I literally hate killing insects because I do believe that
spiders are nice.
That they're nice. But this is the thing. You are not being an asshole for not letting the family stay there. You're letting the family stay there. You're not letting the cockroaches and the spiders stay there. Why can't they leave it in that house? It's clearly in the same area. They're saying they need to be in the area.
Yeah.
Go visit your spiders and the spiders should be fine.
I mean, I don't think they need to be fed 8 times a day. Like, you drop some crickets in the bins and like you leave them to be.
Honestly, it sounds like he needs to just keep them at that house. I don't know, obviously, if the house is gonna like fall down on itself, but if it's just like a lead problem, I think the spiders will be fine.
Just lead.
Also, we're not even talking about how the pregnant woman, it's not that she's scared of spiders, she has like actual physical reactions.
Yeah.
So I'm protecting my wife at all costs with her unborn baby.
Come on.
And I'm choosing my wife over your insects. And I do respect him, like, that he loves something.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, and I love that for you.
Everyone should have a passion, even if Hannah doesn't think so.
Even though if I think it's stupid. But like, there has to be another way. Even if we want the spiders to live, put them somewhere else.
Here's a story time about how I ended up homeless as a teenager, because you guys ask about it all the time and I never really have fully explained it, so I'm going to explain it now. I've kind of told my life story on here. I've kind of left out some things. I've kind of purposely been a little bit subtle about some things. Basically, I grew up with a single mother, right? My mom had a kid at 17 and then she had me at 28, right? So my mom just was a mother her whole life. My sister moved out when she was younger, but she moved back in because her husband had passed away. So my sister ended up finally moving out at 28 when I was about 16. When she moved out, my mom was starting to realize I was about to graduate and things were getting a little weird. She was getting the empty nest syndrome starting to happen. But she also was in the middle of like kind of losing her salon because she just couldn't really keep it open. They were pushing her out of it. She couldn't find reliable hairstylists. It was like a whole thing. And at the same time, our dog passed away and we lost our house because it was just, they were trying to raise the rent. My mom was falling back. My stepdad, who was an addict, moved back into the house. He was a little bit of a financial toll, if you will. My mom was a caregiver through and through. She always made sure everyone was good before she made sure she was good. Here's the thing though, when you do that, you end up in a manic psychosis, losing your home and leaving your daughter accidentally homeless. My mom and me's plan when we lost the house was to get an apartment together. And I was in the middle of my 12th grade year at this point. I actually had started to realize that my mom was having a mental breakdown a little bit earlier than everyone else because I was still living with her. It started with conspiracy theories and then it turned into like really hyper addiction to like the Bible. I don't even know if addiction's the word, but she was really into the Bible. She had also just quit opiates, so you know what I mean? Our plan was to get an apartment together. She meets this guy who happens to be an offender. Yeah, and if you were wondering what kind, the worst kind. Yeah. We, however, were unaware of this. This guy swoops in, offers her the world, offers her a new house, offers her everything, but the kind of like the stipulation was that I couldn't really live there. But this didn't really end up happening for months and months and months and months, so I ended up living with my aunt, which I ended up getting kicked out of there because it was just a whole thing. I ended up telling her I don't want to be free childcare just because I live here, you know. It was a whole thing. We lived very different lives. It was very hard to adjust. She ends up kicking me out. It was a whole fucking thing. Praying to God that I end up getting this actual apartment because I'm sleeping on a couch, living out of my trunk, and mom is slipping further and further into this psychosis, and just like the end didn't seem in sight. I ended up getting an apartment from this guy who was, again, an offender, and it was just really sketchy. It just really felt like all the time I was being watched. We find out he's an offender. She ends up potentially, allegedly, saying really heinous things, as she fucking should. Duh. I ended up moving out to Syracuse to pursue makeup with a man, and then basically ended up homeless again, which was so fun and cool. Had to literally throw a literal mattress out of a balcony to get it into a U-Haul by myself completely. And then I moved back home onto my sister's couch. Again, I went. I just remember that time feeling like showers were the only place I had any solace, and it was just the time of my life where like I never felt fully alone, and it was a really sad time.
My boyfriend's brother got me pregnant and now I don't know what to do. 3 months ago, I started dating this new guy. He was so sweet and good looking. He took me to meet his very rich family right away. I walked into their beautiful house and his brother came right up to me and gave me a kiss. Now let me say this. My boyfriend and his brother are almost exactly identical. They are both extremely good looking. They're both super muscular and really good shape. They both have long brown hair. They both have green eyes and tan skin. I mean, they are virtually perfect looking. Here's the difference. My boyfriend is so sweet, while his brother is more of a bad boy. Flirts with me in front of his whole family. And they all think it's hilarious, even my boyfriend. But here's the problem. The more I visited their house, the more I realized I was getting butterflies every time I saw his brother. And it's like his brother knew it. He would look deep into my eyes while we had conversations. He always looked like he was about to kiss me. One day my mother-in-law decided to take me shopping to Bloomingdale's. She ended up buying me a $2,000 necklace. These people have money. When we got back to the mansion, I decided to put the necklace on. But as I was struggling, my boyfriend's brother decided to help me out. Slowly put the necklace on me. Then he started smelling my neck. Then he started kissing my neck. And then he started kissing me and we started making out. I couldn't help it.
My daughter, 15F, loves looking as good as she can. She spends more time and money on clothes, shoes than I've spent in my entire life. She also loves to barbecue, every kind of sport, every kind of car ever invented. She's loud and has a big personality. She's exactly like my husband, just smaller and more feminine. I'm the complete opposite. I can't stand exercising. Sweat is my worst enemy. Half of my clothes are from the men's section. Not good with people, and I have maybe 3 friends. My son is exactly like me. A couple of days ago, my mom made a joke about how my son must be my favorite because I baby him so much. I laughed and said, of course. My daughter got me alone and asked if her brother is really my favorite. I gently told her that I have more in common with her brother, so of course I like him more, but that it doesn't mean that I don't love her. She started crying and ran into her room. AITA?
You love them and like them the same. You really do, and you can't help it. It's with your whole heart and soul. I mean, you would kill for your child. There's no doubt about that.
My 27 male roommate, 27 females, boyfriend, 31 male, planned a surprise proposal against her wishes. I kept quiet, and now our friendship is strained. How do I fix this? So me, 27 female, and my friend slash roommate, Nicole, 27 female, have known each other since university. Nicole has been dating her boyfriend, Brandon, 31 male, for roughly a year. Honestly, none of us are fond of Brandon, but he was Nicole's rebound from a long-term relationship, so we all kind of assumed that he wouldn't be around for long enough to make us stink about it. To my surprise, a couple of weeks ago, Brandon messages me asking me to help plan a surprise proposal for Nicole for their 1-year anniversary. I pretty much knew for a fact that they hadn't discussed getting engaged beforehand. Because Nicole has, on multiple occasions, mentioned that her relationship was, quote, not that serious. And not even 2 weeks ago, she said that they would probably break up before she moves to work on a master's next year.
Oh no.
Anyways, for context, here's how my conversation with her boyfriend went. Brandon, him asking me to plan a surprise proposal. Me, oh, that's exciting. Does Nicole know you're planning on proposing? Brandon, no, and she isn't going to. I want it to actually be a surprise. Please keep this between us. Me, in that case, I wish you luck, but I won't be helping. I really don't think she'll want to be blindsided with a public proposal. Brandon, well, you can either help or I'll be doing a Jumbotron proposal at our city's professional hockey team's game. Your choice. By the last message, I assumed he was just trying to manipulate me, and I stopped replying. I really didn't think he'd be stupid enough to propose at an NHL game, since Nicole hates hockey. I didn't want to meddle, so I just kept quiet to Nicole. To my horror, a couple of days ago, Nicole messages a group chat with us and a couple of friends and tells us she's dumping Brandon. When someone asked why, she said, quote, he told me to dress up for a special night he planned for our anniversary. He brought me to a fucking hockey game. I realized I screwed up by not telling her before, so I called her frantically and texted her to get the hell out of there if she doesn't want to be proposed to on the Jumbotron.
Oh no.
Thankfully, she saw my text before it happened and left the game before he could propose. They got in a big fight afterwards and broke up before Nicole got home that evening. Nicole is furious now and has been acting really off with me. She's pissed I didn't tell her about him wanting to propose in that way. Honestly, I just don't know what to do here. I feel like I was just put in a shit situation.
Yeah.
And Nicole is acting like I'm the reason all of this happened.
No.
Is there any way to at least kind of mend the friendship and get back to normal? We're supposed to live together as roommates for several more months after this, so I'd really like to move past this.
I mean, I think that she was put in a difficult situation because what if roommate and friend did want to be proposed to, and now you ruined the surprise.
Yeah, it's not her place.
No.
At all. Like,
Yeah.
you are with your partner for a reason. If you don't want to be together, you don't want to accept a proposal, it is okay to say no and then break up. I think on the flip side, if she did secretly want to and was just talking a big game to her friends,
Yeah.
like, we're probably going to break up when I move, but secretly she wants to,
Yeah.
she would be pissed that you ruined it. So it could go either way. Like, it's not your place. It will work out how it's supposed to work out. Like, she still saved you because you texted the group what you did.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for getting up and walking out of dinner when my boyfriend said that he forgot his credit card? Disclaimer, this is not my story. I, female 32, have been dating my boyfriend, male 36, for 9 months. He has 2 kids who love going out to eat. We go out once a week, and each time he happens to forget his credit card to make a payment. I obviously end up paying since we have the kids with us. But honestly, it left me broke this month and the month before. I just received my payment for my second part-time job that I have. We agreed to go out together with the kids, and I even sent him a text reminding him not to forget his credit card. He just laughed it off. At the restaurant, he had ordered dinner, and he let the kids order lots of new stuff on the menu, which was a lot of money. Before we started eating, I mentioned his credit card just to make sure he didn't forget it. He looked at me shocked and then started searching his pockets for a while. He then looked at me in a sorry way and said, I guess I forgot it in the other pair of jeans that I thought I was going to wear, then asked me to foot the bill just this time. Am I the asshole for getting up and walking out of dinner when my boyfriend said that he forgot his credit card? Disclaimer, this is not my story. He then looked at me in a sorry way and said, guess I forgot it in the other pair of jeans that I thought I was going to wear, then asked me to foot the bill just this time. The food was on the table, but I didn't even get a bite of it. I grabbed my stuff and got up. He freaked out asking where I was going. I told him I wouldn't be paying this time again and to enjoy his dinner with his kids, then I walked out. He called me later and absolutely lost it on me. He said that he couldn't believe I would walk out and leave him and the kids in the situation. I said I wasn't going to pay for him and the kids' food every single time. It's not fair. He said he forgot and that I didn't show sympathy for him and the kids, and he had to cancel and go home with the kids hungry since he couldn't pay right then and there. We got into an argument and he's been mad at me about it since then, saying things like how he needs to take a look at how I'm treating the kids specifically and how I was willing to let them go hungry with my selfishness. So am I the asshole? My mother got married to my rapist and I hate her. This is not my story. I am 19 years old and have 2 kids. 7 female and 7 male. I got SA'd when I was 12 years old by my mom's soon-to-be husband. When he was doing it to me, I kept screaming and crying. Please stop. No, I do not want this, please. I saw a vase next to me and hit him as hard as I could. He fainted. I was shaking. I got up and called my dad. And I just said, Daddy, please come. I need you. He came in 5 minutes. I think he could tell by my voice. I was traumatized when I saw him. I don't remember much, but he was very angry. The room was full of blood, coming down from in between my legs, and it wasn't my period blood. He fought with my mother so much. They're divorced, but she stayed with my rapist. My dad took me to another country when I was 14 years old, so I wouldn't see her again. My dad's wife was extremely nice. She didn't push me to call her mom or treat her as one. I met my childhood friend Matthew. He was so nice to me. I moved out when I was 18 and now I'm engaged to my fiancé Matthew. I wanted my dad to walk me down the aisle, but I got the news that he passed away in a car accident.
Title of this one is Am I the Astronaut for asking my wife to think about the long-term implications of her birth plan? Throw away because my friends know my main. I know dudes get ripped in here for posting their opinions about birth, but I think this is an important opportunity for my wife, and I'm posting because I believe the situation is nuanced and she's not hearing me out. My 34 male wife, Beth, 28 female, is 33 weeks pregnant. We're both very ready for this baby to come. My mom is super hands-on with my entire family. My 2 brothers' wives are very close with her, but Beth has just never really clicked the way the other 2 did. I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me that my wife seems disinterested in getting closer with my mom and my sister-in-laws. For all 5 of the births of my sister-in-laws and my mom's 3 births, they were all unmedicated. It is clearly a point of pride for all of them having done it naturally. My mom said she chose to do it because she didn't want me and my brothers born doped up, and she wanted to experience the full spectrum of becoming a mother. Okay, for the doped up comment, we're doing this. Beth, on the other hand, is very fearful of birth and has talked to our doctor about being medicated. I don't love the idea of the mother of my child being loopy and out of it at such a critical moment. Also, he gets red flags for that because that's not how that works. But those concerns fell on deaf ears when I raised them. I felt very excluded during the discussion around pain management, and neither Beth nor our doctor were receptive to my ideas. My mom was asking me about our birth plan the other day, and I don't know why I did this, but I sort of just panicked and told her Beth was going for it the all-natural way, like she and my sister-in-laws have. To say my mom freaked out with happiness is an understatement. She was thrilled that Beth was open to experiencing the full range of motherhood, and this might sound crazy, but I think if Beth shared this rite of passage with my mom and sister-in-laws, they might finally gel. I told Beth about my slip-up to see if she'd be open to changing her mind, given how this could serve as a critical bonding experience for them to share, and she lost her mind. Yelling about how she wasn't going to compete with my mom and sister-in-laws during her birth. She emphasized that it was her birth again and again, which I don't think is fair because it will be an experience we both go through, just differently. I was trying to get her to see that there was an opportunity for her to create some sisterhood with the women of my family. I wasn't dictating or even pressuring her. I just thought she would want to know how happy it made my mom. She told me she doesn't give a about sisterhood, which was very intense because Beth does not swear. I wasn't trying to upset her. I just think she would be wise to see the potential long-term implications of not having this shared experience with my mom and sister-in-laws. But Beth has been furious to the point of not speaking to me for several days, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm in the wrong, even if I was trying to help. Am I the astronaut? There are comments here. Some of them from OP, some of them from Redditors. However, before we get into that, the obvious huge red flag here is his prioritizing his mother's preferences over his wife's fears. Not even just her preferences, but her fears. His mom preferring that she go through this unmedicated because it would form a bond with them. That's where his priorities lie. He wants her to do it so she can get closer to his mom. That's it. That's it. Because of his mommy. So because of his mom, he would rather her just bury those fears, do something that makes it even scarier for her, do something that's not what she or the doctor are recommending that she do because it would get her closer to his mom. I'm going to give him this. And I'm going to give him more of these. This just seems like an upside down set of priorities. While your wife is carrying your child up to the point where she delivers and after, she needs to be your one and only priority here, right? And I'm talking about if this is a family without any other children in it right now, she needs to be the main priority here, making her comfortable, making her feel supported. She is the only one that matters right now. And once she delivers, then you've got two people that matter the most right there, in a tie. Nowhere in the planet does mom come into that, especially mom's preferences or her friendly relationship with your wife. No. And the whole, it's an experience for both of us. We just go through it differently. No, dude. No. I think one of the comments that I had before when we were talking about the story was, unless he is going to stand there and push a football out his dick at the same time that she's delivering a baby, no say. Not pressuring? This doesn't seem like not pressuring at all. This doesn't seem like not pressuring at all. Dude needs to go through some education on what the actual medicated birth plan looks like, because his view of this and his mother's view of this are both extreme views, and I think they have some misconceptions about it that need to be corrected. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit? It's not his choice. It's her choice. And by her, I don't mean his mommy. Let's dive into the comments, because this is where it turns even worse, apparently, adding more context with relevant comments. OP. I appreciate that we will have very different roles and experiences of the birth. All I meant was I'm seeing the holistic experience as something we create together because we made this child together and will love this child together. Certainly we have different roles in the process. She's more the quarterback and I'm more the coach. So I know she's the one working while I'm the one strategizing. This didn't help. That explanation didn't help. No. When it comes to birthing a child, you are not the coach. You are support staff. You're the water boy. You know what I mean? It's not, you're not even the offensive coordinator here. You don't get to take an administrative role to this at all. You were simply there as support. That's it. Did not help yourself here, bro. The Redditor response to OP. Oh, here we go. You are not the coach. You are not another football player. You are not even the referee. You are a spectator in the stands. Your only job is to cheer her on and support her. At the hospital, she is the patient. You are the visitor, whom she can ask to leave if you upset her, by the way, and the hospital staff will comply with her. If my husband was acting like this with me, I would seriously consider a divorce. Correct yourself before it turns into this. Oh shit, he responded. OP's response. I have done extensive reading on natural ways to control pain and ensure the baby makes it out with minimal damage to my wife, so I don't think it's fair to suggest I don't have value to bring to the experience. He's still trying. That's the funny part here, is he's still trying to justify this in any way that he can. Dude, just admit that you're a mama's boy who is only recommending any of this so she can get her way. And by she, this time, I mean mommy. That is the only reason you're doing it. Nobody is falling for the bullshit here. But maybe you, OP. Could this guy get any worse? Apparently he can. Comment, unless you're hiding a medical degree, I don't think you're qualified to give an opinion on accurate analogies for medical procedures. OP's response. I'm not a doctor, but at this point I've read enough and watched enough YouTube videos that I could deliver this child myself. I did not make this suggestion without doing my homework on the pain mitigation techniques of meditation, breathing, aromatherapy, massage, and affirmations. I have a variety of pain management techniques that do not require medication. I know I'm not giving birth, but I will be experiencing it in a sense, so I feel my opinion is valid. You know what's funny here is the research that he did, the time that he invested was all in pain mitigation techniques that aren't involving medication. Never once did he invest time into really understanding what happens and what's involved with the medicated routes of childbirth. And whether you're for natural birth or not, that's not the point here. The point here is that he is trying to pressure his wife into something just because of his mommy's preferences. If mom did not prefer this, he wouldn't give a single shit, and might even be a good husband along this path. Be like, I'm here for you. I'm here to do whatever you want. I'm here to support you. You're the one going through this. As long as this isn't something that's going to affect our child, like, I'm for you and the health of this baby. Those are the two. That's it. That is not what is on the top of his list at all. It is, I am for whatever is going to make my mom the happiest. Maybe when your wife births this child in the next room, your mom can be there and you can just crawl right back inside. It's like you never left. You know what the shit part of all of this is? Well, obviously this is the shit part, but this isn't gonna stop here. This isn't gonna stop after this baby's born. What else is something that is gonna be different from the way his mommy would prefer? And is he gonna be team mommy all the way throughout that? Like this, they're having a child. This is the time when like teamwork matters more than any other time in life. And he is proving himself incapable of doing that. Once the baby arrives, shit gets hard. So, when caring for this child, a few months in, when they're both sleep deprived, when they're both zombies, when they're both shells of themselves, when they're both on edge, hanging by a thread, stressed out to all hell, and their filters have dissipated and they're snapping at each other, what kind of shit's gonna come out of his mouth? Because right now, you live on a little planet we call Ascon 1. It's a place that only terrible, truly terrible people go. And to get there is not easy. It's not easy to get all the way to this planet. Like, it is an exclusive VIP list of the who's who of the shittiest of the shitty. And you're there. Ascon ratings are not permanent. You can undo them, but this is going to take some work.